So next up, we have Mike Andes. He's going to tell us about the end, or the beginning, or something in between. I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
So I was going to speak on something else, and what you voted on is not the title of my speech this evening, so I'm sorry about that. But over the past few weeks, something happened to me in my life, and I want to share that with you all. And I want to talk about this question that came about my mind several weeks ago, so this is how it's going to end. On August 4th, my day started like any other day. I am also owner of a landscaping business and a trucking company for materials like soil and gravel. And so it started like every other day, but in the matter of 3 seconds, that all changed. I went to one of the jobs with some of our crew, and underneath the dump truck, something was broken on the PTO. And if you don't know what that is, power takeoff, it's the long thing that spins underneath the dump truck. So I went underneath and I was gonna fix it. And I started to fix it, and as I was coming out, I realized something had happened. And my hoodie had gotten caught in the PTO. And the second that happened in those 3 seconds that changed my life, I asked myself this question, or I guess I should say, I just thought to myself, so this is how it's gonna end. Second number 3, after the shirt I was wearing and the hoodie was bunched around my neck and I was being strangled by the PTO, my head was getting knocked up against the top of the dump truck. There was a split that went down the center of the seam with no seam, and I fell out of the PTO. This is the shirt I was wearing, and this is what came out of my sweater. And so after that time, those 3 seconds changed my life, and I just want to share with you not just the rudiments of my shirt and my sweater, but what I've learned from that, how it's changed my life. This is me just at the hospital and then shortly after. But how those seconds changed my life is I decided that I need to go all in on my life and the things that I wanted out of my life. And that's part of why I'm at FinCon. But I've always been interested in millennials and what we are thinking as a generation, and when it comes to finances especially. And so how does this apply all to finances, and what can we learn from it? And many times we come to a point in our life, or what I would feel is a very empowering moment in our life, when we come to the place when we ask ourselves the question, so this is how it's going to end. For finances, that could be bankruptcy, that could be losing a business, that could be all of these things. And as we're talking about an ignite, those things can actually be the ignite to fear, and it ignites fear, and we feel like we're going to lose everything. But fear can mean 2 things. It can mean fear everything and run, or face everything and rise.
Yeah.
And the choice is yours. And so what I would talk about just in the next couple seconds is fear and what it can do to you. Number one, it can paralyze you, it can cripple you, it can keep you from your success, it can keep you from creating the next blog post, creating the next YouTube video, creating the next hit channel. Or you can allow fear to be the fuel in your furnace of achievement, your desire, and your passion. And that's what I would encourage each and every one of you to do here today and here at FinCon and days following FinCon. So this question, so this is how it's going to end, gives an individual the mental fortitude to go all in. And that's what I've focused on in this past few weeks since coming out of the hospital and recovering from everything and being 100%, being able to run this morning for several miles, being able to do so many things. But I've asked myself the question, and I've asked my audience the question on my podcast: has the millennial generation lost the ability to go all in? Have we had it so easy? Have we not faced fear? Have we not faced hunger? Have we had it so easy, and we're now the entitled generation, so we can no longer go all in on our dreams, all in on our ambitions, all in on our business, our finances, and what we want out of life? So what I would encourage you today is not to be fear-free, but to be fearless. Because fear can, like I said, be the fuel. It can be what ignites you, gets you going. And I could categorize fear into 3 different areas. Number 1 is fearful. Number 2 is fear-free. Number 3 is fearless. And number 2 is just as bad as number 1. Having no fear, having nothing that you can use as your fuel to get out of bed every morning, go to bed late, and go after what you want out of life. So I've asked myself this question, well, how do we get the attention of millennials? And to be honest, I don't really know. But I do know one thing, and that those 3 seconds, when I came in contact with fear, when I began to question, is this how it's going to end? that changed my life forever. So I encourage you to channel your fear, go out, do something great, and let it be the fuel that gets you ignited and creates the fire around you. Thank you very much.
Does anyone...